Hey everyone, and welcome to another video. So today we're checking out another new product from SofaBaton. So this is their new U3 smart remote, and this is a entry-level remote for anybody that just wants to control a variety of devices, either via infrared or via Bluetooth, if those devices support it. With this particular one, there is also an early bird pricing that I will have linked in the description below. So for this part of the video, I'm just going to do a unboxing so we can have a quick look at what it's like. I have previously done unboxings and reviews on their U1 as well as U2 remotes, I believe, and I'll have links for those in the description below. So let's take a look at what we're actually getting with this particular one. Now, I believe there are additional bundles and additional accessories that you can purchase, which is a dock as well as an IO blaster and other things. But this is the pack that you'll receive. This is the retail pack that you'll receive if you order just the actual remote itself. So let's get this opened up, and you can see a few of the details on the side. So it does support smart apps for Apple as well as Android, and then you've got support for up to 30 devices. You've got customizable macros. That's basically the only real smart part of this remote, other than just being able to control various devices universally. You've got multi-link device, Air Mouse, Google Voice, so it does look like it has some additional functionality built in for devices that support it. It says up to 21 days battery life. We'll wait and see. Generally what I find is the ones that are rechargeable tend to last a decent amount of time, but obviously it depends on your own usage. It does say 6,000 plus brands cloud library. Now, majority of that is probably going to be infrared. You can obviously always program these kind of devices, so in terms of support, it's never really an issue as far as I've found. And then you do have RF support and IR repeater compatible as well, so basically that's just additional devices that you can purchase. You do have the actual user manual, which as you can see is quite thick. Generally what I find is good devices, you don't need to actually refer to this in order to actually start using it. So that is one of the additional little IO blasters that you can get. But yeah, you've got the manual there. We'll just take a look. I'm guessing this is just going to be a USB-C cable for charging, and yeah, so it's USB-A to USB-C, so quite universal. Obviously, to charge a device like this, you don't need high power. It's just a case of getting it charged up over time, and then it should last. So we'll pack everything else aside and we'll get this opened up. Okay, so taking a first look at the actual remote itself. So it's slightly different design to the U1 and U2s. Both of those had a more chunky bottom end, so they were more designed for like placing and ergonomics in terms of being round in the hand, whereas this one is a lot more flat on the back. When you place it down, it won't rock. That's one thing that I did notice about the previous remotes, is that wherever you put it, you had to make sure that it was on a flat surface, otherwise it would just roll over. Initial impressions is some of these edges are not the best in terms of build quality. So I'm not sure whether by the way, this remote, I've had it for quite a while. Obviously, I've had other things going on in my personal life, which is why I've not uploaded much for the last 2 months. I've had the remote for a while, so possibly some of this sort of stuff could just be storage as well as transportation. But yeah, these bottom edges are kind of sharp, both sides, and you can probably tell from the actual plastic itself that it's not flush. So that's not a brilliant start. But in terms of general build, so the plastic itself is decent enough in terms of grip. You do have a little what looks like Air Mouse button just on the side, just there on the screen itself. So it says activate by charging first, please charge the remote to a quit or peel off the film after. So in terms of buttons, you have a back button, a voice button, and that looks like possibly a macro button. I'm not entirely sure what that one is. Similar to previous designs, it does still have the scroll button because this screen is not touch screen. So in order to switch between different devices, you literally just use this scroll button up and down to go through the devices. You have your power button, and then all the rest of this is very, very standard. In terms of volume up and volume down, they are separated, so you can't get them mixed up. And hopefully, if you're clicking not quite at the top, there's no way you can trigger volume down whilst pressing volume up, and likewise with your arrows up and down. You do have a D-pad and an OK button in the middle, and then you have some extra buttons down below. All of these buttons probably will be customizable. For most smart remotes, pretty much all of these you can actually customize. Obviously, it doesn't make sense to change volume buttons and arrow buttons to anything otherwise. What I have found in the past is if you wanted to, you could customize all of these buttons to whatever you want. In terms of programming, I'm guessing the IR functionality is going to be all built into the top, and and any sort of infrared devices that you want to just program directly off the original remote, generally you can do it just by pointing it at this section here. It doesn't look like it's got any other parts anywhere else. On previous ones, sometimes they would have one just at the top here as well. But yeah, on this one, it looks like you just point it at the actual top section and that should do the job for you. In terms of charging, as we can see, it does have USB-C, and you'd also have 2 contact points for wireless charging as well if you were to purchase a separate wireless dock. That is the unboxing. What I'll do is I'll get it charged up, I'll give it some usage. So this one probably won't get used in my home theater. I'll probably use this more in terms of my living room setup, and it's designed more for people that have all of their devices in front of them, which, to be fair, in my home theater that is the same setup. But in terms of connecting to devices that you have hidden away, it can be done via the additional IR repeaters or via Bluetooth. Obviously, if it connects via Bluetooth, it doesn't matter where the device is. Ideally, this is designed more for simple setups where they just want to control all of their devices, and compared to the U2 design, I think this is a better design just in terms of ergonomics. I know the other ones, with it being rounded, is better to hold, but what I've found over the years of testing various different remotes is that flat remotes overall are just better. Even if it's not as comfortable to hold, when you place it down, it's not going to move, it's not going to fall off a surface just by rolling. So overall, I think the flatter design is the better option. Okay, so that's the unboxing portion done. What I'll do is I'll get this set up once I've given it a full charge, and I'll get all the devices programmed in, and once I've had it for a little while, I'll come back and I'll give you my verdict in terms of how it actually performs.